Have you ever made such a long, meaningful putt in your career?
No. No, I never have. I've made some putts that were meaningful at the time, but nothing with the weight that this one presented itself. It was quite a Father's Day gift.
And happy Father's Day to everyone. Let's go back to Jim McKay.
Okay, he must birdie this hole to have a chance.
Boy, he made a perfect swing at that one. It's hot down the right-hand side.
Okay, there it is. Now Mike Donald, if he pars, there will be a playoff. If he birdies, he wins. If he bogeys, he loses. All the years he's been out there. Finally, here's the opportunity. Think that's a 3-wood, Jack?
Well, I think that's a pretty good play. As Hale was saying, with the wind off to the left, it's a very difficult player, a very difficult shot for guys who play right-handed. And he's trying to control the ball, not lose it right with that wind.
Come back, baby. Started out down the right-hand side. Needs to get left.
You heard him say, "Come back, baby."
Oh, good bounce left.
And it. Oh. It bounced the right way for Mike Donald. The final hole. The man watches who's been waiting so long, and still the wait isn't over. Only half a hole to play for the final pairing, and still Irwin could be the winner today. Donald could be the winner today. They could finish in a tie, or they could finish in a tie with Billy Ray Brown, and all three of them would go 18 holes tomorrow. Should there be a playoff, by the way, APC Sports will be here from 4 to 5:30 Eastern Time. But it can't come down any further than this.
Unusual situation with Billy, with Mike playing out of the rough. Usually playing out of the rough in the U.S. Open with a pin on over a knob on a downslope, it's difficult to stop. But as soft as this course is, even though he's in the rough, he can still throw the ball in and stop it, which is unusual for, as I said, for U.S. Open.
Right. Billy Ray.
He has 184. This hole playing slightly downwind left to right with a 6-iron. He's got to get all over the 6-iron if he's going to get it back there.
Okay, Jerry. Jerry Pate on the fairway.
Well, he got all over that one, I want to tell you.
Oh, boy.
That was a good shot.
If your nerves are fragile, maybe you better leave us now. We'll tell you about it later.
It's a pretty good shot, wasn't it?
Gorgeous shot, wasn't it, Jack? Now Mike Donald.
Mike has 172 in the short cut. The ball sitting down quite a bit. The only advantage is the pin is back 24 yards, and he has quite a bit of green to work with.
He does have the right angle, though, doesn't he, Jerry?
Sure does, Jack. Looks like he's taking a 8-iron, a very lofted club, so he's going to hope for a flyer.
Well, he's still got the ability to stop it on the green, remember.
Okay.
Get down.
Long, long way. That's almost where Hale Irwin was when he made the putt earlier today. Now, neither of these fellas, there's Hale. Neither of these fellas has ever heard anything on a golf course aimed at them like they're going to hear when they walk up on this green. You have, Jack.
Yeah, they're going to experience something that you can only find at a U.S. Open or in any other major championship, where people are excited about the finish, excited and appreciate their play, and it's something they'll long remember.
Here comes the tribute as the crowd begins to build. They'll be on their feet. Many thought they would fold. Neither one has, no matter how it turns out. For those of you watching in Europe, whistling in America is a cheer, not a jeer. And now they have to get back to business. Now, that's where Hale Irwin was. Perhaps you weren't with us earlier. Almost the same putt. Here is what Hale Irwin did with it when he needed it. Was that the putt that won the U.S. Open? Play that back a few times at home, I'll bet, Hale. Well, we'll see what's going to happen here. Now, for Hale to win today, Mike Donald has to 3-putt. For Mike to win, he's got to duplicate Hale Irwin's putt. The odds against that would be phenomenal. Huh?
Well, don't leave Billy Ray out.
Oh, no.
He's got a makeable putt there. So
ask Hale, was that an easy putt or a hard putt?
How do you make it?
Well, as we've seen before, it can be made.
Was there a lot of break in it, Hale?
There is. I played from where I was. I think Mike's just a little further out, but I played about 5 feet of break.
How long do you think it was? 60 feet?
Oh, I don't know if it's 60. I would say it's probably more like 58.
58.
I think it's probably about 45, 50 feet.
Okay. Mike Donald with the putt that would win the U.S. Open. Billy Ray looking away.
Get in!
Do you believe it? Ooh. Whew. There's his mom. Again, Mike is a bachelor. Now, we could still have a 3-way playoff tomorrow if this man makes this putt.
Fairly similar to the putt that Faldo had, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Close, yeah. Broke really sharp.
So Hale Irwin can breathe a little bit. He can't lose the Open today. Yeah, that's very, very similar to Faldo's putt that just spun off the right side of the cup when he needed it. "11 years on tour, and finally it comes to this for Mike."
Billy Ray's just a little higher on the green.
Mm-hmm. By what? An inch? An inch and a half? He misses his chance. In his first U.S. Open, Billy Ray Brown will be back. You can go back back to Missouri City, Texas with your head high. Your head held high, Billy Ray. Round of 72, even par today. With earlier rounds of 69, 71, and 69. Not over par on any round. No such thing as a gimme in the U.S. Open. Just far enough away. It'll be a playoff tomorrow. 18 holes. Hale Irwin at age 45. Mike Donald at age 34. For Irwin, his chance to win a third Open. For Mike Donald, his first chance, perhaps the only chance of a lifetime. There are his scores, 67, 70, 72, and 71. Grant Spaeth, the president of the USGA, almost got a finger in his eye there by accident. So, Jack, what do you think?
I think Mike just played fantastic coming down the stretch. I think that both Hale and Mike are going to have a good game tomorrow. I think that Hale is, coming off of an awfully strong round today. I think his confidence is going to be up, but of course Mike's confidence has got to be up too. He's had all the pressure on him all day, and he's come through beautifully.
Roger, let's see what Hale has to say about that.
Well, Hale, what was shaking worse, the hands, the stomach, or the legs right there?
Well, it's not an enviable position to be in terms of watching. You'd almost rather be out there playing, having to affect the outcome somewhat. Again, I can only echo what Jack has just said, that Mike has held up very, very well, as attested by the scores he shot and his consistency through the week. When it came down to when he had to play well, and forgetting the 16th hole, but he got off to a good start and he's played well. So I think we'll have a good go at it tomorrow. The difficult part, I think, for me will be to, again, bring back that same sort of adrenaline surge that I had here early, and my scores were a little up and down for the week. They weren't the consistent pattern that Mike had, but all in all, I think earlier in the week I would have been happy at 288. Never would I have thought that 8 under par would tie for this championship.
What does this mean to you at this point of your career, at 45 years of age, to have achieved this level of golf once again?
Well, I think it just, again, gives me some feedback in that I'm not really ready to go out there and go away. I enjoy the competition. I look at Jack Nicklaus, who has played so well for so long, and I've admired the way he stays in there and stays competitive. And I think that's what you have to do to stay competitive. You have to really think you can do it, and I do believe I can do it. But as we see here, there's some young players who also think the same thing.
Hale, we wish you the best of luck tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon here at Medinah in the playoff against Mike Donald.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more from the United States Open Championship in a moment.
1990 United States Open isn't over yet. It won't be until tomorrow afternoon, since this is the only tournament in the world that has an 18-hole playoff on Monday in case of ties. But what a tournament it has been. It started slowly enough the first 2 days, with the scoreboards giving off a red, cheery glow with a record number of subpar rounds. But yesterday, in the third round, it sorted itself out and presented us with a marvelous leaderboard. The Chicago Tribune had one of the great headlines of the year. It said, Open Dream Field, and that's what it was. And everybody had a shot at it. 31 players within 5 shots. Jack Nicklaus going for a 5th win. He fired and fell back. Nick Faldo trying to keep alive the Grand Slam, fired and fell back. Greg Norman trying for his first win, fired and fell back. And then it was 45-year-old Hale Irwin with a heroic putt here at the final hole that lifted this championship still another notch. And Mike Donald hanging on to force the playoff. I think of one word for Hale Irwin, heroic, one word for Mike Donald, brave, and whoever wins tomorrow will be a quality champion. Jim?
Right, Jack, and there is Mike Donald still checking over his scorecard.
Championship will begin at 1 p.m. on the first tee.
He'll be back tomorrow.